Alright, let's learn how to do power loops. That's a roll, by the way. So we should know how to do split S's by now. We should know how to be comfortable flying around objects. Get your flips left and right. Very comfortable with those. So, why am I calling it flip? Roll left, roll right, roll left. I'm completely confused today. Roll, roll. There we go. Flip forward, flip back. We got all that. So that's pitch. There's your roll. There's your yaw. We know the movement of all these. We're quite comfortable to flying around. The power loop is a bit scary because you don't know where you are. And what tends to happen is that you go straight into the ground. There is a point right here, you've no idea where you are, and by the time you figure it out, you're too close to the ground and you crash. So here's how to avoid that. Again, get some height off the ground. I can't fly too high because there's a limit right there, but I would fly high enough so that you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to fly forward, throttle up, pitch back, and as a point, you're going to pull the throttle down and then give it more throttle at the end. So it's throttle, drop, throttle. Throttle, drop, throttle. Knowing when to drop the throttle, knowing when to give it more throttle is the trick. That's the key to the trick. And there's other ways. There's a few ways you could do power loops. I tend to do about 2 different ones, 3 different types of power loops. But it's all about throttle, 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 cut, throttle, 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 throttle. Okay, the throttle, the second throttle is to catch yourself so you don't jam into the floor. The cut is to see where you are. So let's use the train track. That's our horizon. Okay, we're going to use this as our horizon. So if I fly away from it, when I throttle up and I see it, I cut. Okay, I'm looking for something and I cut. When I see it, that's when you know when to cut. So if you're on a flat area, you're looking for something in the horizon, or when that horizon will show up for you to cut, because at that point you're upside down. Okay, at that point you're right there, you're upside down. And so what's happening is, not only are you upside down, but your throttle is pushing you back. So let's do this again. Here's the object I'm going to fly by, this jungle gym thing. Alright, this is going to be the object I fly by. I'm going to start my throttle right here, look back. If I come down, see, I'm on the other side already. So when you throttling, you're actually pushing yourself back, and that's how you get into the loop for the power loop. So that is not jamming it back, otherwise you're going to flip. It's a very gradual pitch back, and the bigger the object, the more gradual it is. So let's talk about the bigger object first, because I think bigger objects are easier, and as you get smaller objects, you have to give it more pitch. So let's take this tree for example. A quick way to figure out how to power loop any object, again, is time it. So how long does it take me to fly from here and go up is the question. So from below it, from this altitude to where I'm clearing it, 1 2, good, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, I got about 3 seconds. So as I'm flying forward, 1 2 3, okay, see what I did? Now a cheat code is to begin flying as you're flying forward without pitching back. Your first second, you keep the quad at the same attitude that you had it. So instead of pitching back, let's change your attitude, not altitude. You keep the same attitude, give it throttle to increase your altitude. So that first second, I didn't move and then I pitched back. So first second, I kept it at the same attitude to raise altitude, and then I begin to pitch back on 2 and 3, and that brought me over. So again, 1 2, 3. Poof. Then I drop my throttle and I let the quad fall. Okay, so they're larger obstacles are easier to flip over because you could give it more. Another count you can do is how long it take you to go over it. 1, 2. By 2 seconds I'm down, so I need more throttle, more speed. 1, 2. And what I'm doing is cutting the throttle when I go over it. 1, 2. Not enough. So if I go higher, 1, 2, then I can get over it better. But flying low is a little rougher. 1, 2, and I can get over it. So I know my 3 count up, 2 count back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and I'm over. That's my timing. That's a lot of counting. I know, it's a lot of counting. But doing it, you get in the habit raising your altitude, changing your altitude and attitude at the same time, pulling back on the stick, and then catching yourself on the way down. When you cut that throttle, and I could see where I am, and if I'm not where I need to, I could get out of it. Let me just start this over quickly. Yeah, this one takes a little bit longer because it's a lot involved. Okay, so I could come up, 1, 2, 3. And I'm over. I'm basically just floating down when you look at it. It's like I'm just doing this, and I'm just pitching forward a little bit to come underneath it. That's all I'm really doing when I'm over. Just doing that. That's pretty much all I'm doing. The hardest part is getting up and over, and when to cut, and see where you are. Those are the hardest part. So once you get larger objects like these trees, or even the railway. Let me see if they allow me because of the height restriction. Yeah, didn't let me. No, I didn't get over. It's too big. Once you get larger power loops, you can start finding smaller ones. And what you're going to find is sometimes, because you're so used to the big ones, you're going to overshoot it. You're going to be far back, and then you got to fly back. So if I use the same count I was using on the tree just now, am I stuck? Yeah, there we go. If I use the same count that I was using on the tree just now for the same obstacle, here's what's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, cut. I'm way back here. So that count don't work. So I have to shorten that up. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2. So every obstacle is going to have its own count. But before you do it, you count it. You test it. You see what it takes to get over it. 1 second to go over, 1 second to get up. That's a 2 count as well. So I can make that tight. Cut. That's how you do the power loops. Now there are harder power loops where you have constant throttle. That's constant throttle. It's just a little drop, but it doesn't drop all the way. Okay? Like that. They're a little bit harder, but you can do them. They're like looping in the blind almost. And your timing and your curve must be exact. So I don't recommend those. I recommend learning these ones. Cut throttle, come over, fly through. Once you get more comfortable with these, even doing them tighter, oh, these are the practicing that you would have to do. And this is murder. Well, one of the, I don't say it's the baddest, because there's other ones worse than this that would really damage your quad. But the hardest part is when you're coming over, if you don't know where you are, you're going to slam into the ground. So when you find an obstacle, even your drone can tell you a lot about how. Listen to it as I go over. So you get used to listening to your drone if it's nearby you. But if you're flying, say I'm over here, chances are I won't hear my drone. So you get used to the timing because you can't hear the motors. So you just get used to the timing when you're flying over it. All right. So power loops again, a longer video, but because of the danger of really breaking your quad, which will happen, and you slam into the ground, you have to take this one a little bit slower. You have to break it in. It's just pitch and throttle management. So throttle up, kill throttle, float over, throttle in again. And notice there, if I don't go back far enough, if I don't find that horizon, if I don't get the horizon, by the time I pitch up, I'm not going to be where I want to be. I'm not going to throw myself backing up. So if I don't get horizon, see if I can do it though. There you go. I'm going to fall on it. So I'm looking for that horizon. Conversely, you would find that a higher pitch on your camera makes this even easier, but it makes other tricks a bit more difficult because you find horizon a little bit faster. Okay. So if you're comfortable or if your quad allows you to pitch up a bit more, you can do it just to get used to the movements, get used to where your throttle needs to be, get used to where your pitch needs to be. And once you're comfortable with that, you reduce your angle until you get it back to where it was. So usually I fly with about a 40 degree, 35 to 40 degree angle is what I'm used to. Sometimes 25 degrees depending on what I want to do. So I drop it to 30 degrees. Each time when I drop it, I have to adjust how far back I go before I kill the throttle, and I have to give it more throttle. And this is why you should find which camera angle is more comfortable for you, and stick with it. Okay, stick with it no matter what, whatever's comfortable for you, because all your quads will be at the camera angle and they will all make more sense that way. So find your camera angle and stick with it and get used to the muscle memory of doing that. And that is a long tutorial on power loops because they're dangerous and can really break your quad.